Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll again. Here again with Uncle Ned.
Here we go.
Right. Welcome back.
Pleasure.
How you enjoying your coffee?
It tastes even sweeter in the Philippines.
It sounds like French or Spanish. So I have a question for you. A brother coming from America, grew up in New York, right?
Brooklyn.
Yes. And then you've been traveling since you left the Marine. You've been all over the place, Japan, Korea, now in the Philippines. You're even married and living here happily. Why do you think most African Americans don't want to travel out of America?
I think a lot of it is how the world has been portrayed to all Americans, not only to African Americans, but especially to them, that it's dangerous, poor. We're told from day one of birth that America is the best at everything. We invented everything, we're the best at everything. It's not true,
Right.
but when you hear that day in and day out, 20, 30, 40 years,
Right.
it seems valid, you know? And so I've got friends that ask me sometimes, wow, they've got buildings over there? They don't really realize that there are cities. And I tell my friends, the trains in most countries I've been on
Right.
outside of the United States are 10 times better than anything I've seen in America.
Right.
And it's for them to believe that because all they've ever seen is the trains and buses there. But infrastructure is better than America in most places. Maybe not the Philippines, but most places are better than the United States transportation system.
Right. Living in the Philippines for this while, what's the answer you can give to your friends out there that are still scared or thinking that they're going to be kidnapped or there is a child trafficking or sex trafficking going on out here? What's the answer you would give them? You have a first-hand experience living out here.
You've kind of hit it, and I'm surprised how many people. It didn't even come to my mind, but I'm surprised that people talk about crime or the fear of coming here that they might be kidnapped, whatever.
Right.
We have more homicides in America. We have more gun violence
Right.
in America. We have more people in prison in America.
Right.
We, as far as being unsafe, we're number one almost in the world and being unsafe. So when they say to me like, aren't you scared to go to Malaysia or Singapore or Japan? And I'm really shocked because you could probably walk around in Japan at 2 in the morning with a $50 bill on your head and drunk, and no one would try to rob you for that $50 bill.
Right.
A $5 bill in your hand at 2 in the morning in America, and you might get stabbed or shot. So it just is amazing to hear that question.
Right.
That they fear this more than America.
More than that.
Yeah. And that tells you they don't really understand. And I wish they would just take a vacation and just stay a week or two and see it for yourself.
Actually, as a black man and an African, I'm more scared moving to the US just because of the stories I get of mass shooting, the police arrest, killing black people without any cause. Like the case of George Floyd. We were all like, what is going on to the world? What is happening in America? Land of freedom, where people are not free? Probably it's only the white people that are free.
Well,
Or
George,
the rich people that are free, maybe.
but there's many Georgians that didn't make the news.
Right, that's true.
So that's just one that made the news. I'm sure there's plenty more now.
Right.
You know, so yeah, to just think about that. Here, you can walk around in a store,
Right.
a jewelry store, a grocery store, whatever, and no one's following you to
Right.
see if you're gonna steal something.
Exactly.
In America, as soon as I go into a store, there's somebody watching to see what is this guy going to do.
Yeah.
At night, Here, I can my car any neighborhood, any time of day, and I'm not worried about being pulled over by the police
Right.
and what might happen. But in America, the last city I lived in, Somerville, Charleston, South Carolina. Oh no, I'm not driving around after 10 p.m. Oh hell no.
Really?
No, that's
Really?
asking for it. If you're out after 10 p.m.
Right.
driving around, you're asking to be pulled over, and you don't know what's going to happen when you get pulled over, because people now with Trump in office, they know they're not going to, the police know they can do whatever they want. There'll be no charges, there'll be no convictions, and if the worst comes that they do get convicted,
Right.
Trump will just give them a pardon.
Are you in a state of emergency? It looks like the law is being implemented now.
I think they'll have martial law
Right.
in the United States within the next 6 months.
Right.
No doubt in my mind.
Okay, I got this email from somebody in the States saying that he went to Africa and then in Kenya, Nairobi to be precise. And then the basic salary there is $8 to $10 a day. And if they're lucky to have the $8, then he says that's if the hustle, okay, there's no medical care, no food stamps, no housing. Okay, if you don't work, you don't eat. Average Kenyan working class. The healthcare system is really, really bad. Okay, talks no cable TV. The kids are not fat. All the kids, I mean, there's child trafficking, sex trafficking, all these bad things, right? I got this email from a friend, but I'm coming from Africa. I grew up in Africa. Addressing the issue of $10 a day, I think that's good money for an African, depending on the cost of living. You look at the cost of living the cost of living and the standard of living of the people before you determine how much they're being paid. Because the cost of living is what you spend, you actually pay to spend the day, right? In Kenya, I will tell you for free, you can have a good meal for 50 cents. Good meal.
Wow.
Yes, 50 cents can give you a very good fufu and enough vegetables and meat.
50 cents
50
in
cents.
America will not get you a bottle of water.
Right. The cost of living in America is very high. That's why they pay people very high. Because
Yeah.
secondly, in Kenya, live in their own houses. They don't pay mortgage. It's their houses. They pay and then live there. Most people in Kenya have farms, their own family farms. They work. Most of the food they get from the farm, natural. They don't need to go to the market to buy food. So,
Need less money.
yeah, for example, in my family, they cultivate year round. We have tons of maize, a lot of food that is stored up. When we want to cook anything, we just go to our store and get food. We don't need to go to the market.
Okay.
In the US, you buy everything.
Everything.
My mom can go a week without going to the market to buy. Once she has the basics,
So $10 will go pretty far.
$10 can go a week because the corn is coming from the vegetables, coming from the farm, bananas, potato, everything is coming
It's
from the
growing
farm.
right there.
Yeah, you just have a banana there, you prepare it.
But see, this kind of thinking, you
Right.
have to understand in America, you're never going to walk down the street and see a fruit tree.
Yeah, I just want to tell my friend
Yeah.
that sent me this email that riches is not measured in the money that you get. If you measure riches in the amount of money you get, then you are rich in America. But ask yourself, why are so many people homeless in America? There are no homeless people in Africa right now, as I'm talking to you. Right, there are no homeless people. When you say people are poor, it's just because the dollar is not what you expect them to get. But they have a good meal because they want to move to the city. That's maybe the hustle. The same thing you see somebody selling in the streets, in
Yeah.
street vendors in Africa, is the same shit that you set up a small shop there in America and you're still selling. Somebody in Africa just want to go out to the streets then make extra. Because he knows that if he makes $20 from it's enough for him and his family.
That's a
He
lot.
doesn't need much. The thing is, I would say, are they happy or not? If they were that miserable,
Yeah,
if they were that miserable, I mean, white people would not be moving to Africa. A lot of white people are moving to Africa because they know the happiness truly lies down there, not over there. You guys work almost 24 hours. We work 8 hours and then we rest the rest of the time.
yeah.
So I don't want you guys to feel like because you make more dollar, you live a more happy life and you are rich because you paid throughout your life. But we have a time where we don't need to pay nothing. We already have the farms and everything. We just harvest and then we eat. And then we have family time. Families come together all the time.
That's a dying tradition.
How many times do families come together in America? You guys don't have time.
No, that's a tradition that's of the past. You know. But yeah, you bring up a good point. If things are so bad in Africa, why are so many people wanting to go over there?
Right. And then another thing is the medical care system. Now, tell me one hospital in America that has completely cured HIV or cancer. But I will tell you for free that there are so many herbal doctors, herbal, in Africa that have completely cured cancer, HIV, and so many diseases that America says there's no cure. Now, we come from a traditional system where people were using herbs to cure themselves. And these herbs are proven to be very, very effective. Now, I feel that there are still people in Africa living to the age of 115 years. But the World Health Organization says the average life of an African is 55. We don't argue that. That's the statistics. But we are living our lives. I'm getting to 40, still young. My life will start at 60, and I will hit 85 before I think it's time. If I didn't come out here to be eating this rice, probably I'll be very strong and healthy. So I don't know what you guys think, but you need to do your research very well before sending me this kind of email. Thank you.
I appreciate that. The comparisons is that just don't understand the other system of measurement.
Right.
You're not comparing apples to apples.
Right.
You're doing apples to oranges.
Yeah.
And it's not coming out. It's not computing. So,
true.
but there's so many of that they don't realize. Even if in America, I've got friends that live on the West Coast, make $100,000 a year.
Right.
They are broke. That's a lot of money. They are broke because when I look at the prices of houses on the West Coast, for example, the house you have out there might be only 1,200 square feet,
Right.
and that's $1 million home. Where you can go to the South and it'll be double that size, and it'll be half the price.
Right.
You know, so you got to understand location. You got to understand the other things that involve in measuring things other than that person only makes $10 an hour.
Right.
Yeah, $10 an hour in Africa might be good money.
It will go a
But
long way.
$10 an hour in New York City.
No, not
You're
even
homeless.
$10 an hour. $10 a day in Africa it will go a long way.
Right, but not in New York
Long way.
City.
Never.
Yeah. So you got to understand a different matrix and how you measure these things and get that negative stuff out of your mind and just go see for yourself how it works.
Yeah, another thing is if you are traveling to Africa, just delete whatever you have seen on the TV because if you carry that negativity and go down there, everything you see becomes negative.
Yeah.
Even if you see white, it becomes black. You
Yeah.
understand? Go down there like you want to see the culture without judging it. Just experience everything without judging it, and then you will actually enjoy it. If I was traveling to the Philippines or to Thailand or to anywhere in the world with already a pre-notion that this is how it's supposed to be, then life will be like that until I leave.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to clean mind, go there with an empty mind, and get ready to absorb everything that you learn, relearn everything.
Yes, but you also have to understand that America wants you to see things in a negative light.
Right.
Every country I've ever been to, America told me was a bad, dangerous place. Every
They even,
country.
they even have to cancel you to get into the plane.
Right.
So that when you're going there, you'll be scared.
Yeah. They even told me when I landed in Honduras that they wanted me to take some shots or some pills because of the sicknesses and the illnesses there and everything.
Right.
And I refused to take all that. And never once did I get sick in Central America. But the moment you get off the pill, the plane, they've got a pill. They've got to tell you this area is off limits and all.
Right.
I've gone to every one of those off limit areas in Honduras and never had a problem. You know, but the military there will tell you horror stories about that place, just like they're going to tell you about Africa, about Asia or whatever.
Right.
That's how America keeps you there, because if you really knew how nice it was outside of America, America would be empty.
Exactly.
They would
Exactly.
leave.
Exactly. Another thing is, I heard average brother in America goes to prison. Is that true?
I would say 1 in 3 are going to be in the prison system before they're 20. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's set up. So if you see 3 guys standing together, you and 2 friends, one of you 3 are going to the prison system.
Now, how about the criminal record that is, okay, you go to jail and then you have this criminal record. Do you have that advantage of getting a good job or working for the government?
Oh, no. That
Your life is already right.
you get that mark, now you're in the path of destruction. Because certain jobs, banks can't hire you because they can't trust you. There's so many things that just close to you. And there's so many people that on the job application will ask you, have you ever been to prison, to jail? What for? And they're not going to hire you. Okay? So once you get that, you're like locked into low-paid, low-wage jobs. And that's down that path. And now you're angry. Now you got this job that's not paying you enough to take care of your needs.
Okay.
No. Once you get into the prison system, you'll be very lucky to escape all the trappings from that.
Wow.
And that's built into the system.
That's very sad. Well, I'll just tell you for free. Before I left Africa, I've never seen an African American in Cameroon. But I've seen white Americans, numerous white Americans come in there.
Wow.
They even buy lands. There's a whole division called the Indian Division that they bought to plant palm trees and do agriculture, cocoa. You see,
That's sad.
they come down there and then they buy a lot. It's not a war against white or black. It's just sensitizing our own brothers that they should be the one taking those advantages in Africa.
Wow.
They
So
should-
you mean your whole life,
Right.
when you lived in Cameroon,
No.
you didn't meet a black
I've
American?
met a black American out here,
Yeah, but not in Cameroon.
not in Cameroon. We were blacks, Africans.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
Because why? When I understood that the mentality of the African American about Africa is this way, I was like, oh, that's why I have never met them. But if it's the same mentality, why are the whites coming out? Because they know that whatever they are cooking and giving you guys on the news, it's not true.
Right.
It's not true. They know straight away that it's not true. So
Yeah, they know the system
Yeah.
because they put that false system together.
right. I'm a trader, right? Whatever the news tell you, you have to do the opposite. That's the way to win in trading. If the news tell you it's gonna go up tomorrow, it's gonna go
Expect it to
down.
go down.
If the news tell you it's going down, that's when you have to buy and wait for it to go up. Because it's the opposite.
Wow.
The news is already
Okay.
telling you what the insiders are doing.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's the same. It's the same. Because
Yeah.
this is my studies, right? These studies may or may not be true, but this is the way my assumptions. They want to scare African Americans from uniting with Africans. One.
Yes.
They also want the African American men and women not to be stick together so they cannot produce more African race. They're therefore making you guys to mix up so that at the time the population of the blacks in America will disappear. Okay.
Yes.
Why they also come into Africa and try to bring programs that will sterilize the women, that will introduce family planning,
Yeah.
introduce different kind of things that our women will not be fertile enough to produce.
That's right. Their job is to destroy.
Yeah.
Even the fertilizer they brought to Africa for the crops
Right.
actually destroyed the crops.
Right.
It would produce the first, second, or third year really high yields,
Right, right.
and then there'll be a drop off. You know, so there's all kind of worldwide programs out there to depopulate, but the depopulation they want is of African Americans and of Africans.
That's true.
And everything that you're hearing and seeing on the social media and on American media is misinformation. It's
True. It's true.
there to destroy you. So you got to read different sources and actually go see for yourself, but always follow the money.
Right.
If
Right.
Bill Gates is going to Africa or the stock market or whatever, go see what they're chasing.
You just
You go and see for
just
yourself.
ask me why the CEO of Facebook, what's his name, Zuckerberg,
Zuckerberg,
will be
yeah.
going down there to invest $1 billion.
Yeah. In a place
A
that
lot-
is so dangerous and so bad,
so
right?
dangerous. We'll be taking $1 billion down there to invest.
Yeah.
Just ask your question why so many people are rushing down there. Why is France fighting to stay in Burkina Faso?
Right, but the
Yeah.
saddest part, I've lost many of friends because there are blacks that tell me straight up, I don't care what happens in the world, I would never leave America under any circumstances. And when I hear that, that's the end of the conversation.
I just want to say this, and I don't want everybody to be offended, right? For my sisters, brothers down there or over there in America, we knew that you guys were taken there in chains. But now you have the keys to the chains, but you refuse to open those chains and leave. Travel the world. Feel free, relax. For those who have been out of America already, like my friend here, he can tell you for free that he is living a free and happy life. He comes out here every morning,
Much in America.
grab his coffee, goes around the mall, goes to the farm, drinks some boko. Come on, man.
Yeah, you can afford more, you can do more,
Right.
you can eat more, you can live better. It's just
For the beautiful wife, a beautiful daughter, goes back home with a home cooked meal.
yeah.
Come on.
I just wish more people would just give it a try and see that it's not just what do you call it, Facebook, social media, YouTube. In reality,
Right.
you can live better outside of the United States.
That's true.
But soon, America, the collapse is coming. If you're ready, you ain't gonna escape.
I don't know about that, but I'm just saying that the advantage that Africa has and has opened up. Like now, you go to Ghana, you get a free citizenship. You don't need anything. Just declare yourself coming from Africa, from African American. Just declare yourself coming out of Africa,
Yeah, but-
Europe, America. You'll get a citizenship. So many countries are open. Burkina Faso is opening up the
Yeah,
door.
many of them are offering,
Right.
not just Ghana. Yeah, many.
If you think that we are making noise, go to Akon's page or YouTube channel. You will see singing the same song that we are singing here. It's all about sensitization and opening up your minds and then taking away the fear. Because fear is actually that factor that kills a human being. If you are living in fear, you are as well a dead man. So you don't have to be afraid to take a step.
For me, this may be off subject, but I think what Harriet Tubman did was just the first phase of breaking free. getting out of slavery and out of the South and going north. I think the next phase is getting out of the North or out of North America and getting out of the United States. I think that's the final journey. Might not be for everybody, but I think Harriet left a lot of people behind because they couldn't see what was on the other side and they were afraid and they stayed slaves or stayed on the plantation. Well, some left the plantation and did very well. And I think leaving America, you can do extremely well if you leave with an open mind and not all these things that America's planted in your head.
Exactly.
You just have to leave with an open mind.
Exactly. That said, this video is purposely for sensitization. You open up your mind so that you can set yourself free and live a good life. If you are a brother having 25% chances or 50% chances of going to jail, if you come out here, you have 99% chances of being free all your life. So take some time, get out, travel to gain some happiness, refresh your life. Probably that anger in you that will cause you to go to jail out of frustration will just dissolve. You can go back to the States and become a better person. Take a year or two, travel around the world. I'm gonna bring you more brothers that will give you more stories of enjoying themselves around the world. That said, thank you, Mr. Ned. Please go to Ned. What's your YouTube channel?
I don't have it ready. Ned Stackett, but you're
Just
gonna
Ned
see,
Henry?
You're gonna see Ned Henry.
Yeah. So go to Ned Henry on YouTube. He's going to be uploading very soon, and he's going to be giving you a day-to-day journey of his life out here. So go to his channel and follow him. While you're following him, share this video. If you're not subscribed to this video, subscribe and make sure that we hit 1 million views today.
Got some
Bye-bye.
questions? Hit us up down below.
Comment down below. If you have any questions, be as detailed as you can. Ask anything you want to ask. We will give you the answers. Bye bye.
Everybody stand up. Everybody put your hands up. Let's party. Everybody bounce with me. Some champagne and burn a little green.